G'day, I'm Lucas Moon. I was born and raised in the outer eastern suburbs. I attended public school. After finishing high school, joined the Australian Army, served around Australia and multiple times overseas before attending university and moving to Collingwood some 18 years ago. Been in Collingwood and the Richmond electorate ever since. Raised my family, 3 kids, 12, 9 and 7, and love the area. I've been a bit of a part-time activist over the years, from supporting the tote to looking after the Collingwood RSL against Yarra Cancel and advocating many causes, including veteran suicides. That's a quick overview, and I love representing people and fighting for what's right, hence put my hand up for the seat of Richmond. My vision is not the same vision for every street, but it's to have fit-for-purpose streets that meet the functions of the electoral. So we have some commercial areas, we have residential areas, we have some multi-use areas. So each individual street should be factored and tailored accordingly. But ultimately, we want livable streets. In the end, we've got 86,000 people that live here, and we want family-friendly, individual friendly, but we also want people to be able to travel freely to and from work by using all transport means. So my values, first and foremost, are about fairness. So my values, that will guide my decision-making process. Also value for money, but I'll always put Richmond first and listen to the electorate. I won't be selling out the electoral for any developer needs, business needs, or any union factional needs. I'll always put the electorate first, and I'll be guided by feedback from the electorate and also maintaining what's fair. To me, what makes a beautiful street is we've got many beautiful streets across the electorate in Richmond, and we can do a lot better. And we've got some streets that quite frankly need a lot of improvement. One of our great initiatives we've put in is a $50 million fund for greater tree canopy cover, which councils can access to plant trees to give tree canopy cover, and we've probably got a lack of it across the seat of Richmond, as we all know. So a beautiful street to me is enough green space, also integrated transport, i.e. cycling, walking and car use and parking. It's about being integrated for all forms of transport, but also being livable for both the businesses and the residents. That's a beautiful street to me. As a father of 3 children and a wannabe cyclist, a part-time cyclist, I absolutely believe that our streets should be safe, specifically for kids to cycle to school. Not only kids, we see when we make cycling safe, we got a lot more uptake of women in cycling, and especially with European bike lanes. I'm pro cycling and I'm all for alternative means to get to work, get to school, or get around the electorate. And cycling is a great thing, and absolutely I think it should be safe for kids to cycle to school. Well, I'm really pleased that my party's come up with $1 and $2 travel fares. So what we'll see with that is a greater uptake of public transport. So we'll see less congestion and better environmental outcomes. So that's the first thing, to free up some space. But I'd like to see changes across the board with our planning and integration, i.e. so we have a look at public transport, we have a look at car usage, and we look at alternative means such as biking, walking and cycling. They're fully integrated and they talk to each other. At the moment, it's all seemed to stitch together piecemeal and not integrated, but I'd be looking at making those changes so we get the greatest outcome and actually consulting with residents of what they need. Instead of coming up with an isolated plan done by bureaucrats, we need to consult and see what the residents are after and fulfil their needs. So the Transport Integration Act, myself having worked in civil infrastructure and construction the last 15 years, I'm aware of it, and the principle of the Transport Integration Act I think is quite sound. But unfortunately what we see with a lot of governments, and especially this government, as in they talk the talk but don't walk the walk. And the Transport Integration Act integrates all aspects of planning, finance, the cost-benefit analysis, and all departments to give us the greatest outcome across our planning decisions. To me, that's not happening. We've still got silos between DOT, Vic Roads, Council. We need to break down those silos and get a fully integrated transport plan and a forward-looking plan, not one that's piecemeal, bolt on and catch up. But I would like to see that act facilitated and delivered properly like it's intended to.